Welcome to the Top 10s Box. Today we have listed the 10 best anime movies all of time for you. Let's get started. Rebuild of Evangelion is at the 10th place of our list. Rebuild of Evangelion, known in Japan and on Amazon Prime Video as Evangelion New Theatrical Edition, is a Japanese animated film series and a retelling of the original Neon Genesis Evangelion anime television series, produced by Studio Kara. Hideaki Anno served as the writer and general manager of the project, with Kanzuya Tsurumaki and Masayuki directing the films themselves. The film tetralogy uses digital ink and paint, some 3D CG animation, and provides new scenes, settings and characters, with a completely new conclusion in the fourth and final film. Another stated intention of the series is for it to be more accessible to non-fans than the original TV series and films were. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is at the 9th place of our list. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is a 1984 Japanese post-apocalyptic anime film written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki, based on his 1982 manga. Taking place in a post-nuclear futuristic world, the film tells the story of Nausicaa, the young teenage princess of the Valley of the Wind. She becomes embroiled in a struggle with Talmekia, a kingdom that tries to use an ancient weapon to eradicate a jungle full of giant, mutant insects. The film was released in Japan on March 11, 1984. Though it was made before Studio Ghibli was founded, it is often considered a Ghibli work. The film received critical acclaim, with praise being directed at the story, themes, characters, and animation. It is the highest-ranked Japanese anime in a survey published by the Japan's Agency for Cultural Affairs in 2007. Weathering with You is at the 8th place of our list. Weathering with You is a 2019 Japanese animated romantic fantasy film produced by Comics Wave Films and distributed by Toho. It depicts a high school boy who runs away from his rural home to Tokyo and befriends an orphan girl who has the ability to control the weather. The film was commissioned in 2018, written and directed by Makoto Shinkai. Weathering with You was theatrically released in conventional in Japan on July 19, 2019, and was released in the United States on January 20, 2020. It received positive reviews, with praise for the animation. The film grossed $193.8 million worldwide, becoming the highest-grossing Japanese film of 2019, and the 7th highest-grossing anime film of all time, unadjusted for inflation. 5 centimeters per second is at the 7th place of our list. 5 centimeters per second is a 2007 Japanese romantic drama animated film directed by Makoto Shinkai. It theatrically premiered in March 2007. The story follows Takaki Tuno and Akari Shinohara, are childhood friends, but circumstances beyond their control tear them apart and promise to stay in contact, and although the progression of time widens the distance between them, the chain of memories remains ever present. The film was awarded Best Animated Feature Film at the 2007 Asia Pacific Screen Awards. It received a novelization in November 2007, and a manga adaptation illustrated by Seek Yukiko in 2010. My Neighbor Totoro is at the 6th place of our list. My Neighbor Totoro is a 1988 Japanese animated fantasy film written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki and animated by Studio Ghibli for Takuma Shoten. The film tells the story of a professor's 2 young daughters and their interactions with friendly wood spirits in post-war rural Japan. Exploring themes such as animism, Shinto symbology, environmentalism, and the joys of rural living, My Neighbor Totoro received worldwide critical acclaim and has amassed a worldwide cult following in the years after its release. The film has grossed over $41 million at the worldwide box office as of September 2019, in addition to generating an estimated $277 million from home video sales and $1.142 billion from licensed merchandise sales, adding up to approximately $1.46 billion in total lifetime revenue. Princess Mononoke is at the 5th place of our list. Princess Mononoke is a 1997 Japanese animated epic historical fantasy film written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki and animated by Studio Ghibli for Takuma Shoten, Nippon Television Network and Dentsu. The story follows a young Emissure prince named Ashitaka and his involvement in a struggle between the gods of a forest and the humans who consume its resources. The film was released in Japan on July 12, 1997 by Toho, and in the United States on October 29, 1999. It was a critical and commercial blockbuster, becoming the highest-grossing film in Japan of 1997, and also it was dubbed into English with a script by Neil Gaiman and initially distributed in North America by Miramax, where it sold well on DVD and video, despite a poor box office performance. The film greatly increased Ghibli's popularity and influence outside Japan. Akira is at the 4th place of our list. Akira is a 1988 Japanese animated cyberpunk action film directed by Katsuhiro Otomo, produced by Ryohei Suzuki and Shunzo Kato, and written by Otomo and Izo Hashimoto, based on Otomo's 1982 manga of the same name. Set in a dystopian 2019, it tells the story of Shotaro Kaneda, a leader of a biker gang whose childhood friend, Tetsuo Shima, acquires incredible telekinetic abilities after a motorcycle accident, eventually threatening an entire military complex amid chaos and rebellion in the sprawling futuristic metropolis of Neo-Tokyo. Akira was released in Japan on July 16, 1988, by Toho. It was released the following year in the United States by Streamline Pictures, eventually earning over $80 million worldwide in home video sales. It is widely regarded by critics as one of the greatest films ever made, especially in the animation, action and science fiction genres, as well as a landmark in Japanese animation. Your Name is at the 3rd place of our list. Your Name is a 2016 Japanese animated romantic fantasy film produced by Comics Wave Films. It depicts a high school boy in Tokyo and a high school girl in the Japanese countryside who suddenly and inexplicably begin to swap bodies. The film was commissioned in 2014, written and directed by Makoto Shinkai. Your Name premiered at the 2016 Anime Expo in Los Angeles on July 3, 2016, and was theatrically released in Japan on August 26, 2016 by Toho, and in the United States on April 7, 2017. The film was critically acclaimed, with praise for the animation, music, visuals, and emotional weight. The film grossed over $380.1 million worldwide, breaking numerous box office records, including becoming the 3rd highest-grossing anime film of all time, unadjusted for inflation. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is at the 2nd place of our list. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is a 2006 Japanese animated science fiction romance film produced by Madhouse, directed by Mamoru Hosoda and written by Satoko Okudera. Released by Kadokawa Herald Pictures, the film is a loose sequel to the 1967 novel of the same name by Yasutaka Tsutsui and shares the basic premise of a young girl who gains the power of time travel and repeatedly relives the same day in a time loop, but with a different story and characters than the novel. Risa Naka voices teenager Makoto Kano, who learns from Kazuko Yoshiyama, Makoto's aunt and the protagonist to the original story, that Makoto has the power to travel through time. Makoto begins using the time leaps frivolously to fix problems. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time was released on July 15, 2006, and received positive reviews. The English version was licensed and produced by Kadokawa Pictures US, with dubbing supplied by Ocean Productions, and released by Bandai Entertainment in 2008 and re-released by Funimation in 2016. Spirited Away is at the top of our list. Spirited Away is a 2001 Japanese animated fantasy film written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki, animated by Studio Ghibli for Takuma Shoten, Nippon Television Network, Dentsu, Buena Vista Home Entertainment, Tohoku Shinsha Film, and Mitsubishi, and distributed by Toho. Spirited Away tells the story of Chihiro Ajino, a 10-year-old girl who, while moving to a new neighborhood, enters the world of kami. After her parents are turned into pigs by the witch Yubaba, Chihiro takes a job working in Yubaba's bathhouse to find a way to free herself and her parents and return to the human world. Originally released in Japan on July 20, 2001 by distributor Toho, the film received universal acclaim, grossing $395.8 million at the worldwide box office. Accordingly, It became the most successful and highest grossing film in Japanese history with a total of $305 million. We have come to the end of the video. Do not forget to like it and subscribe. See you in the next video.